In the lively village of Princess Amina was adored for her beauty and kindness. Her best friend Zuri lived with her in the palace, sharing secrets and laughter. But jealousy brewed as young men flocked to Amina, leaving Zuri feeling overlooked. One day, Tunde arrived, captivated by Amina's charm, but trouble was brewing. Angry women confronted Amina, accusing her of stealing their hearts. Heartbroken, Amina ended things with Tunde feeling betrayed and humiliated. As whispers of the smelly princess spread, Amina felt lost and alone. But a kind villager named Odion saw beyond the gossip and offered his friendship. Together, they embarked on a journey to seek healing and restore Amina's spirit. In the end, love triumphed over jealousy, bringing happiness back to the village. Once upon a time, in the heart of the vibrant village of there lived a stunningly beautiful princess named Amina, the beloved daughter of King Mwanga and Queen Zuri. Princess Amina was not only known for her outer beauty, her inner qualities radiated even more vividly. She was regarded as the jewel of her father's kingdom and the shining star of the people of Her smile was so infectious that it could chase away the darkest sorrows, bringing joy to all who beheld it. From a young age, Princess Amina had a best friend named Zuri, who was just 10 years old. Their bond was immediate and unbreakable. Zuri, also 10, was the daughter of Queen Zuri's closest friend, and whenever Zuri's mother visited the palace, she would accompany her. Zuri quickly became enchanted by Princess Amina's lively personality, and they spent countless hours playing together. After Zuri's mother passed away, leaving her alone and vulnerable, Princess Amina felt a deep sense of compassion. Princess Amina pleaded with her father to allow Zuri to live with them in the palace, demonstrating her unwavering loyalty. King Mwanga graciously granted his daughter's wish, and so Zuri began to live in the royal household. Princess Amina treated Zuri as a sister, sharing all her possessions and including her in royal activities. Despite being welcomed into the palace, it was evident to the villagers that Zuri was not of royal blood. Whenever the princess and Zuri strolled through the village, Amina's beauty and charm often eclipsed Zuri's presence. Villagers would stop to greet Princess Amina, eager to hear her sweet words, sometimes forgetting that Zuri stood beside her. As they blossomed into young women, the village's young men began to admire Princess Amina. They would stop to compliment her whenever she passed by. In return, she would bless them with her enchanting smile, leaving Zuri somewhat in the shadows. Zuri, a thoughtful young girl, felt a twinge of jealousy at the attention her friend Amina received, even though she enjoyed Amina's company. Despite her feelings, Zuri tried to dismiss her jealousy as she went about her day in the vibrant village. One fateful day, a wealthy young man named Tunde visited the village, his presence commanding attention. Captivated by Princess Amina's beauty and charm the moment he laid eyes on her, Tunde decided he would ask for her hand in marriage. Tunde approached the princess, greeting her in a polite and respectful manner, his heart racing with hope. "Your presence is an honor, dear princess. You are far more exquisite than any woman I have seen. I would be the happiest man alive if you would grant me the honor of being your husband," Tunde declared. Princess Amina was taken aback, astonished by the young man's boldness. She had never met him before, yet here he was, professing his intentions with such courage. Amina, a charming young woman, smiled at Tunde, captivated by his boldness. "I am Amina," she introduced herself, her voice exuding warmth and friendliness. Tunde, appreciating her humility and grace, continued to shower her with compliments, leading to a delightful exchange between them. As they said their goodbyes, Amina excitedly recounted her meeting with Tunde to Zuri, who listened with keen interest. Amina, a curious young woman, inquired about Tunde, seeking Zuri's opinion. Zuri, supportive and wise, responded that Tunde is a brave man who knows what he wants. "But be careful, love can be a complicated journey," Zuri cautioned Amina. As days turned into weeks, Princess Amina and Tunde began to see more of each other. Princess Amina, a young and graceful royal, found herself growing fond of Zuri, her loyal friend. However, while walking through the village one day, they were confronted by a group of angry young women. One of them boldly accused Princess Amina of being a husband snatcher. Amina and Zuri exchanged shocked glances, unsure of what was happening. The angry woman continued, "You can charm others with your smile, but you cannot deceive us. How dare you steal my fiancé?" Amina was confused and asked, "Who is this fiancé of yours?" The women, fueled by envy and anger, revealed that Tunde was indeed the girl's intended husband. Amina was bewildered. Tunde had never mentioned any previous engagement. Before Amina, a determined young woman, could defend herself, the angry woman shouted, "Enough is enough! In this village, you can't keep taking all the young men away from us. If Tunde does not marry me, I will hold you responsible for it." The confrontation left Amina shaken. Zuri, Amina's fiery friend, was furious and wanted to retaliate, but Amina stopped her. "Engaging them will only bring shame upon us," Amina, a determined young woman, declared with conviction. "We shall rise above this." With her mindset, Amina decided she would seek an explanation from Tunde the next time they met. And so when she saw him again, she approached him with a heavy heart. "Tunde, are you planning to marry someone else without telling me?" she asked directly. Tunde was taken aback. "I met someone briefly, but it was not serious. I wanted to get to know you better. I did not intend to hurt anyone," he replied, trying to explain himself. Yet the damage was done. Amina felt betrayed and humiliated. "I cannot be part of this," she told Tunde, tears glistening in her eyes. "I wish you well. Go back to your intended." Tunde stood there shocked. As Amina turned to leave, he felt a sense of regret. Had he let a beautiful connection slip away? Heartbroken, Amina returned to the palace. Zuri was waiting for her, eager to hear what had transpired. When Amina, a young woman in her 20s, confided in Zuri about her confrontation with Tunde and her decision to end their relationship, Zuri comforted her. "You did the right thing. You deserve someone who truly values you," Zuri said, offering her support. Days turned into weeks, and Amina could not shake the feeling of sadness that had settled in her heart. But soon she caught the attention of a prince from a neighboring village, Prince Juma. He was kind and respectful, and Amina hesitated at first. However, after spending time with him, she found herself falling for him. Prince Juma invited Amina to his father's palace for a banquet. The event was filled with laughter and joy, and Amina felt happy once again. But disaster struck when a horrendous odor filled the banquet hall. It was as if rotten eggs had invaded the space, causing everyone to halt in their tracks. The smell was unbearable, and Amina's heart sank. She glanced around the room as the laughter ceased, and all eyes turned towards her, concluding that the source was none other than herself. Embarrassed, Amina, a young girl of 16, excused herself, her cheeks burning with humiliation. As she rushed out, she encountered Prince Juma's friends standing outside, their faces twisted in laughter. She fled the palace, desperate to escape the shame. Upon returning home, Zuri was anxiously waiting. Amina, a 14-year-old girl, burst into tears, recounting her mortifying experience. Zuri, initially taken aback, eventually burst into laughter, trying to lighten the mood. But Amina remained heartbroken, exclaiming, "I just want to be treated like everyone else," she sobbed. In an attempt to help her friend, Zuri suggested consulting the village herbalist. They visited him, and he provided Amina with some herbal remedies, advising her to change her diet. She diligently followed his instructions, hoping for relief. Days passed, but the incident at the banquet lingered in Amina's mind. During her walks around the village, she noticed that whenever a young man approached her, she would inadvertently release another terrible odor. The villagers began to whisper among themselves, dubbing Amina the smelly princess. Zuri, Amina's loyal friend, stood by her side, assuring her that things would improve. But Amina felt the weight of judgment bearing down on her. The young women in the village, who had once envied Amina's beauty, now relished in her misfortune. Among them was a girl named Ife, who had lost Tunde to Amina. One day, If confronted Amina, shouting, "What happened to the beautiful princess? Now you're just the smelly one." Amina's heart ached and she hurried back to the palace, seeking solace from her parents. King Mwanga and Queen Zuri were deeply concerned for their daughter and did everything they could to support her. In spite of the chaos, Zuri found love with a wealthy suitor and they planned to wed soon. Amina was thrilled for her best friend, but felt an overwhelming sense of loneliness. Then, one day, a kind-hearted villager named Odion approached Amina. He had always seen her for the beautiful soul she was, untouched by the gossip swirling around. "But I would like to be your friend," he said gently. Amina was surprised and relieved. As they spent time together, the dreadful occurrences continued, yet Odion never flinched. He accepted her regardless of the situation. Amina felt a warmth in her heart and began to regain her confidence. Just as Zuri had predicted, good things began to come Amina's way. She learned to embrace her imperfections, realizing that true friendship and love transcend any societal judgment. One day, Odion took Amina to visit his grandmother, a wise elder who practiced herbal medicine and was known for her insight. The grandmother, an elderly woman with wise eyes, studied Amina's hands and shook her head gravely. "The cause of your troubles is not from you, dear child. It is from someone close. You must seek the water of justice." With Odion's support, a loyal friend, Amina undertook the journey to the river, a place where the spirit of healing was said to dwell. Dressed in white, Amina submerged herself in the water 7 times as instructed. Emerging from the shadows, Amina, a determined 24-year-old, felt a sense of relief wash over her as she stepped back into the familiar embrace of her village. Returning to the village, Amina and Odion, a cheerful 26-year-old, shared their good news with Zuri, a radiant 20-year-old who was preparing to marry her suitor. However, during the joyous occasion, the dreaded odor returned once more, causing an uproar among the villagers. Amidst the chaos, Zuri, still supportive of her friends, pointed at Amina with a determined expression. Amina stood frozen, her heart racing as she heard the question, "What did you do?" She felt an unsettling realization creeping in. Could someone be behind this? The dark clouds of jealousy had not just afflicted Amina, they had been a source of torment all along. In a moment of confrontation, I finally admitted her jealousy had driven her to seek dark powers to inflict shame upon Amina. The village was shocked, and King Mwanga banished Ife for her treachery. As the sun set on the village, Amina and Odion found solace in one another. Their bond blossomed into love, and soon they wed, full of hope and happiness. The village rejoiced, embracing the couple as they built a life together, free from the shadows of jealousy. Their story became one of love, resilience, and the understanding that true beauty lies not in perfection, but in acceptance and kindness. Amina had learned that the spirit of jealousy could infect anyone, but with love and friendship, one could rise above and find joy once more. And so, Princess Amina and Odion lived happily ever after, their hearts intertwined, their love a beacon of hope for all in the village of E.